Alright, I'm gonna hit continue here. I believe it was your turn, Alex, so...
Oh, is it? Because I didn't get to play last time, so it probably is my turn.
It's your time.
It's my time to shine.
Last time either, but that's because we lost Brad. He's gone. Alright, let's do it.
Yeah.
Brad's funny.
We can only do so much for Brad.
Are we safe now?
Hello,
so
everyone.
I feel like I'm the main character, right?
Yeah.
Kinda seems like it, yeah. You're the, what was it, Steve?
Sydney Press.
From Until Dawn?
Steve was the main character of Until Dawn?
I don't remember.
No.
Who was the main male guy?
Rami Malek?
I think it was that.
No, that was the
deer.
villain. What?
I thought
The
the villain
jock
was
guy with the dog?
Yeah, the jock guy who got all the action sequences.
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
I don't think his name was Steve.
It's like they were.
Oh,
It's
man.
probably I'm inserting it from.
It's not possible, right?
That jock
cool.
guy is
Just
totally the
walking in.
Conrad of Until Dawn, where like I see him, I'm like, what a douchebag, and then like he turns into a hero once things start
Yeah.
going wrong.
Well, I'm probably just actually associating him with Steve from the Netflix series
What?
Stranger Things.
Oh my god.
I thought you were talking about Steve Holt from Arrested Development.
Steve Holt.
Yeah, lots of different.
Could you imagine?
Steve's.
Your options, your dialogue options are Steve Holt and Steve Holt.
I wish there were more games like this that had more ridiculous dialogue options that were in line with just ridiculous characters.
Alex, where are we?
You know what? We're in the ship because we're still trapped there.
What? What the fuck was that? Hey, wait a minute.
Ghost.
Talk about. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, yeah.
We
yeah,
interrupted
that was...
Ghost Poops.
I think Red's current's about 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, about. I was like, when Josh was like, whoa, what was that? He's like getting stuck
What?
on the wall, like not really navigating the
wanted to read
hallway
that.
properly, and I'm like, that's just you, Josh. That's just
A
it's just
letter
you.
to home that mentioned someone on board had seen ghosts.
Looks like you ran out of toilet paper just about when he was finishing this one.
All right, you hold R2. There you go.
You can if you want to, but I feel like you just saw like what the note is about. It's like, do you actually need to read the whole thing?
Man, this
now?
is long. Oh, this
Yeah,
guy's
don't
name
worry.
is Robert XX.
Jesus.
We can just skip it.
This whole section is full of really long notes, and I don't know how I feel about that, because honestly, I don't want to read all of them.
I hate it. I hate when you have to read a whole bunch of stuff in a game.
I hate long.
Isn't that why we had a prologue?
Well, okay, so the thing is, in theory, I like it when you can read large chunks of text to understand a mystery.
You think Conrad's
But the
gonna-
mystery of this game so far does not actually feel like these notes are going to be very helpful. I would be really intrigued at the concept that, like, every log and every letter and everything you find gives you another piece of the puzzle you can use to make these snap, split-second decisions and save your character's life. And I don't know why I have this weird cynicism that's not actually going to be the case, and that all of this is just kind of like, I don't want to say padding,
Well,
because, you know,
But
it's not...
in Until Dawn, they showed you it in the menu of how every
Yeah.
item connected, and it was sorted. So I don't think they've done that here.
Yeah, and in Until Dawn, well, there is like kind of like a connections web, but it was so confusing. And in Until Dawn, like, I feel like a lot of the notes and stuff were just kind of forecasting the twists more than they were like giving you something to work with.
Big boat. Big.
Like, there's that receipt for pigs or pig guts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although actually,
But
like,
then
for
you
me, the
also
clue
like
that-
learn about the miners through like all the, like pretty much exclusively through the notes and the newspapers and things like that.
Engine room.
Right, if you skipped all the reading, you'd have a pretty hazy grasp of the story of that game.
Back. Before we're gonna get out of here.
And I don't know.
If you guys hadn't
is
busted
this really
the
that kind
fucking
of game?
cockpit,
Is the question.
we could have flown that
I
B-29
guess.
out of here.
Yeah, it's again an issue of the constraints of the time.
What would you say is a game that had a good amount of like notes and logs and stuff?
Well, I mean, you could go to stuff like Amnesia: A Hate Story, or not Analog: A Hate Story. Amnesia:
Yeah.
A Hate Story.
Those are two different games.
They're very different games. You know, a game that is essentially logs, like that is what it is. That's like what it's about. But honestly, when I think of a lot of other games, the logs don't actually add much for me. Even like, I actually kind of low-key hate audio logs. I can't remember a game where I've really relished them.
I feel like games that are built around audio logs, like Tacoma, work better than
She's a tough cookie.
Small games,
or
small
or
intimate
even
games.
Get her into more trouble.
Like Gone
Soma
Home
to an extent.
is sort of like an audio log
Yeah.
game too.
Yeah, Gone Home is, yeah, it's sort of like that. But that's, again, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone's hiding in the hold for a big surprise party.
You know, like the beginner's guide is the narrations.
Yeah.
Or at least they're critical. In any game where they're optional, I feel like they don't really shine through very much.
It's some kind of skull.
I believe that is a rat.
It's a bird skull.
So I have a coyote skull.
Oh my god, that actually scared me.
That worked. That was a good jump scare.
That was
That's
ugh.
pretty good.
Damn.
Well, let's
I
do
feel
it again.
immersed. Do it again.
Come
do
on,
it again.
hand. Ghost hand.
And this time you like
But the-
jerk your hand out of the way. Too slow, bitch.
He's do that like 6 times. Julia walks over. What the fuck are you doing?
Bunking this fucking ghost. I'm 5 for 6. So I ran a horror game during the weekend at Big Bad Con, and I got all sorts of permission consent to do like more startling things during the game. And one of them involved during a like as the GM, I went to like refill my water glass, and I splashed my hand with prop blood that I had staged inside the bathroom.
Oh god.
And then I just kept my hand in my pocket until I brought it out like at a certain key moment. And it got quite a reaction.
You're like the guy from Arrested Development, the friend of the dad that like scares the kids with all the lessons in extreme ways. And that's why you play your character properly, kids, or else
So the guys from the beginning were Wilson and Anderson, and they brought coffins on board, which was weird. This basically, and people were sneaking a look at them. So presumably they brought some super like evil ghost coffin shit on board, and then the soldiers being idiots disturbed them, and now it's cursed.
sure.
I'm gonna go with that so far. Man, this is like when you've got chains in your quarters holding up the bunks. That's kind of the point where I say, nah, you know, this is not great.
Well,
Imagine
I think
actually
that there's
being in
probably
the
a
sea.
moment earlier. I think when you're in the Navy, there's probably
Yeah.
an earlier moment where you're like, nah, this isn't great.
Oh,
I don't love
no!
this.
Oh, that's a bad scene. Did you see the guy walking behind her too? Oh, okay. We're gonna watch it again. Yeah.
We're
Who is
we
that?
just
That
do
looked like
it.
Conrad.
Is that Conrad?
That looked like Conrad.
I'm back, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, I'm... Oh, crap.
He shows up, this is happening, he's like, actually, I'm gonna leave again.
Is there a creepy face on that man?
I just thought you guys would have figured this out by now,
Hmm?
I don't know.
I thought I saw a creepy face in that menu. We don't need to go back. We'll see it again. Not that menu, the premonitions menu.
What is this? Oh. Nah.
Oh, I guess it's just... I don't know, maybe it was just the haunted mansion wallpaper stuff.
Ah,
Haunted
God.
mansion.
Oh, no. Oh, it's clipping inside Alex's skull. The illusion is broken.
No! Don't! I'm the main character. I need to survive.
They could have done a slightly better job giving you an idea of where to go in this part.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark. I don't know about if it's just the stream, but it's pretty dark.
It's
No,
dark,
it's-
and also
this is a
like
very
it's
dark
never
game.
clear if you should be coming towards the camera or away from it.
It's also a little awkward trying to figure out what direction I'm supposed to point the controller in, like the analog stick sometimes.
Also, if you're afraid of giving away your position in a dark room, you could like cover the flashlight with your hand about a foot away, or you could
Yeah, like turn it off. What the fuck is wrong with these
What?
people? I like how he just
Hello?
leaves the distributor cap there.
What's a distributor cap?
That's the thing that the boat needs to go, that they took so the boat couldn't go, so we need to get it so the boat can go again.
Ah.
Think it's safe to grab it?
Where even are half of our characters at this point?
Fliss got grabbed because of the QuickTime event that is actually
Marlon
not a
Brando
QuickTime
is
event.
like, who knows where he is?
Good idea, huh?
Yeah, Brad ascended to heaven, I guess.
Fliss
I don't
is
know.
still
He's-
around, right?
He went
Like,
on
she's not dead.
vacation. Yeah, she's around here with these guys. Why are they wandering around here now? What's...
It's a big ship. It takes a while to explore.
It's also not totally clear what's happening with these guys. And I think whether or not that like is a valid storytelling choice will ultimately depends on how it pays off.
Je vous ai entendu. Qui est là?
Isn't it his friend that put him there? I'm confused.
I don't know.
Arrête de crier, j'essaie
Yeah,
d'entendre ce qui se passe.
but he just
Je
like
crie pas.
heard some clanging.
Ta gueule. Je veux savoir où sont les autres.
Okay, this scene was pretty different for me.
We're gonna follow them.
Because you had Conrad here?
I had Conrad and I had Brad.
What are
Brad.
you doing? I thought we were following them.
Brad.
What, so Brad's just like...
This way we can
Did he just die? Like...
I don't think he did, because didn't the narrator say nobody's dead yet?
Yeah.
But that was before he
Yeah,
just
no one's
disappeared.
died.
Well, but he's missing. We still don't know where he is. And it's weird if it is a branching path, because that implies whatever big reveal they have stored in store for Brad when he comes back is not a mandatory thing. Like, wherever he is has got to be really interesting, but is also completely optional. Because, like, Conrad being gone makes sense because he went on a boat. There's a whole sequence
Nope.
explaining where
Damn it.
Conrad is and why he's not here. We have no idea where Brad is. We think he's still on the boat, but is he?
He could have just fucking.
There
Yeah,
Yes.
we don't know. We can't trust Brad, or we couldn't trust Brad since he was given the name Brad, really.
Area 7C has been converted to a
It's a Brad
temporary
omen.
chapel?
I'm assuming maybe... Well, first of all, it's the chaplain that signed it, but also I assume maybe either his dead bodies or something else.
Yeah.
Or just like everybody's
Bra-
freaked out and they need.
Brad
like,
joined
to
the
keep
pirates.
the exorcisms.
Brad joined the pirates, and he's just been kind of like waiting to try to find a good time to tell everyone that he joined the pirates that are trying to kill them. So he's just
He's in
been
the
kind of hanging
basement.
back and not making it obvious.
Heard that?
He's at the bottom of the
He's
boat,
having-
like furrowing his brow as he reads through a French dictionary.
He's having a completely separate adventure, a separate horror adventure with a bunch of terrible mer people, and he's going to come back at the very end of the game and insist that he had a really interesting story to tell, and everyone ignores him because of what happened on the boat.
the
They're going to
ending of
release a
Aquaman.
sequel, which can only be purchased by people who have a save file where Brad was still in the boat.
What is with this place?
Well,
What
it's
is
a
with
ghost
this
ship
boat, which is
from
creaking?
the 40s.
So weird.
Shouldn't be here.
It's so weird for
What's
it to
the
creep.
deal with this boat? Crazy. Did you ever notice when you go to pick up a rat skull and sometime a creepy ghost head reaches out from the mist of time? What's up with that?
I swear we've been here before, Alex.
Not been here
Have you
before,
been leading
what are
us
you
in
talking about?
circles?
Just start banging pots and pans together. Interactivity.
Soup du jour, mademoiselle?
As if you know your way around a kitchen.
Please, relax.
Is that like
Just
fossilized?
messing around.
Soup
You
du
can't-
jour?
Your character can't.
Americans can't do French. How do you pronounce it
Yeah.
properly, Alex? For the record, because none of us know.
Du jour. You just, it's
Okay, I
just
can't
like
say-
the emphasis is slightly off. It's pretty much the same.
Hey!
Like
You know
Dubois.
what it is? Today's beef
Du jour.
casserole. Yummy.
It's as if everything just ground to a halt on this one day.
Raised liver.
The whole
and
ship just
buttered fresh
stopped
peas.
functioning.
Lasagne.
Seriously.
Wait.
The bottom is just cereal.
So the
Guess that's
event
for
happened.
breakfast.
Wait a minute.
Surreal.
Wait a minute. So the event happened Sunday around afternoon, is what this is saying. But didn't some of the notes that we have, aren't they dated after that?
I don't know.
What? Is that a clue?
Yeah, like go back and check our notes here.
Go to the dock.
When did the event happen?
Load the prologue up and start the game over.
Like, like there's a note. There's got to be a note. I'm pretty sure there's a note that's like, "Whoop, sounds like some spooky shit's happening. I'm gonna go out and see what it is."
Well, we don't know exactly when it happened because we got back to the boat, we were drunk, and we got put in the brig, and then we blacked out, and then we woke up sometime later when it was nighttime, and that's all we know. And that's when the worst of it was happening. Or had
Wait a
already
minute.
happened.
So the problem is we can't actually pull up the actual documents. We can pull up these pictures of them and then summaries.
Oh, what's obnoxious? All right, well, let's just remember that it says
Yeah.
that the event happened on Sunday. Do not talk about the event.
Yeah.